Brooklyn Independent Television.
We're always moved and impressed by people who, when faced with physical limitations, not only compensate, but embrace those very challenges. Just think of a blind musician or a paraplegic playing basketball in a wheelchair. Of course, you can't compare stuttering to paralysis or losing one's eyesight, but in some cases it can be debilitating. So if you stutter, what better way is there to fight back than by talking into a microphone?
Welcome to Stutter Talk, everybody. In my new remodeled apartment, I'm Eric Jackson, here with regular co-host Peter Reitzis. Oh, what's up, buddy?
Hey, everybody.
And return guest, special guest, the lovely and talented Roisin McManus. We started Stutter Talk about 3 years ago, Peter and I. Peter's much older than I am.
He likes to throw that in.
What do we got today, Peter?
Well, this is episode 221.
I forgot.
That's all right. That's all right. I think we've had almost getting close to 400,000 downloads this year.
Yeah, and
Or
we've had
downloads and plays, I mean. Yeah.
and we've had our ups and downs, Peter. I'm just kidding. A lot of people grow up who stutter, just feeling abnormal, feeling like there's something wrong with the way you talk, you know. So what we like to say we do here at Stutter Talk is we make stuttering more normal.
I agree with you.
And that's the dichotomy that is the problem, you know, and that's why I made the comment before that, like, I don't think they should be talked about separately at all. You know, like therapy is self-help and self-help is therapy. I mean,
there was no podcast at the time. You could go onto iTunes and nobody was talking about stuttering. And I knew somebody who wanted to do it, but I wasn't ready to dive in. And then I met Eric, and Eric was so ready to dive in and we started talking about names for the podcast. We started talking about, well, how are we going to edit it? And we were just like, all of a sudden, like, we knew we were going to do this thing and it had to be done.
all right, so we good?
I mean, we grew up and nobody talked about stuttering. Nobody talked about stuttering, you know. And then you go into iTunes now, you'll find Stutter Talk in, you know, over 200 episodes.
Because my experience was that I had like these two separate worlds. And at the time, I didn't think that was wrong. I thought that that was kind of like a cool thing almost. That I had like therapy where I would go to like individually or in a group and like work on stuff. And then I would go to self-help, but it just felt like I was kind of approaching it from two angles, and it felt good at the time.
And that's exactly the point, though.
We get emails from Sudan, Australia, New Zealand, Nigeria, Canada, all parts of the United States. And so many people want to talk about stuttering and want to hear other people talk about stuttering. And they want to hear you stutter. I mean, so many times people talk about stuttering and they don't stutter, but we stutter, you know.
And our motives are a little selfish too. I mean, this helps us. It helps us as people who stutter, who are still dealing with this thing, who will always be dealing with this thing. It helps us just to get on our computers when we do our interviews through Skype or get together at my apartment and just talk about stuttering, you know. It's amazingly helpful to us and also cathartic in a way.
Do you guys ever have similar experiences where the placement of the word in the sentence or the heavy content or meaning of the word is part of the stuttering? Or should we just end the show?
No, I think stuttering was not fun growing up, but when you can laugh about it, I'm way more funny than Peter, but when you can laugh about it and you can have and you can make jokes about it, it makes dealing with it a lot easier. Okay. You've been listening to Stutter Talk, everybody.
Follow us on Twitter at BK Independent TV.